Start.
Okay.
Hey guys, here is the Zorro Kenji podcast. This time we have a special guest, and the name of the guest is. You can introduce yourself.
Hi guys, my name is Nick Strachan.
And we are basically live in Ottawa. Wait, I just have to show you. Yeah, we are actually in front of. Actually. Oh yeah. We can see this. Okay. So actually this event actually where you're now in, this is called the Trucker Convoy for Freedom, actually, I think.
Yeah. It's the Freedom Convoy 2022. If you want to follow them on Instagram, their main page is Freedom Convoy 2022.
Actually, how did you notice actually, or do you get noticed when this event happened in Canada?
So I heard just here and there from people exchanging the news. I didn't know when it was coming up until it was already just approaching the next day. So it was very last minute for me to come out here. And I just came on my own in my truck here, and I've been here since last Friday around noon. I planned on staying for only 2 days, and I've been here ever since. So I don't plan on leaving until we all have our freedom, not just here in Canada, but around the world.
What's your job? Why you could just get like is this your holiday now, or what do you?
No. I'm supposed to be at work right now. So I do tree climbing. I have my business for cutting trees. And then there's also exploration work, things like that. So I have a lot of work that I'm putting off right now. And it's more important to me than all of that. So my boss can be mad at me all he wants, but when I get our freedom back, I'm sure he'll take it back.
Did you already ask him or call him and say I need a few days off? Or
I did not need permission to come to this event. Nobody needs to. I don't need permission from anyone to protest for my country.
Actually, Canada is now like years in a lockdown, or how long goes this situation already on?
Yeah, it's been. I mean, I'm losing track now, but it feels like it's been about 2 years of lockdown here. Having to wear masks inside, and the social distancing. They're pushing the vaccine mandates. If you want to go into any restaurants or anything like that, there's some buildings that they do allow you to go into, like grocery stores or very essential places like pharmacies and whatnot. But for the most part, anything that's an optional thing to go to, they usually need a vaccine passport. So that's what we're here for today, to get rid of all of that, so that we can all equally access the facilities that our countries provide.
Is this already? Since when is this in? Is the law already established for this vaccine passport? So you have to have a vaccine passport to go in, or?
Yeah, so there's already a vaccine passport. You'll see a lot of signs out here that say no QR or no QR code or no pass. So what they are using is a QR code. It's that square black and white thing. It's a barcode, and you scan that, and you provide your exemption. I haven't done it myself. I'm not vaccinated. I got my exemption. I found this. It was a lab out in Vancouver, Connexus Labs, and they're doing a study for natural immunity. So that is my vaccine passport. Essentially, I have no vaccine. I tell them I'm in a study for natural immunity, and they still let me go into the restaurants, but they don't like it. They usually say, what is this? No, we don't take this, and whatever. And I have to say, no, you have to take this. This is a real exemption. So They end up letting me in, but for the most people, they don't have that. Most people here I am the only person I know that has that. So all of my friends and family, anyone who isn't vaccinated, they aren't allowed into many of the buildings because they don't have the QR code to scan.
But basically, I think you can enter like grocery stores or
Yeah.
basic stuff.
Yes. So
But
basics, yeah.
But are the fitness studios open for?
No.
So still, even the vaccination program is about 80 or 90%. I heard in Canada.
Yeah, I mean, but I honestly don't know. I never trust their numbers, to be honest. So, I mean, I see a lot of people here in support of getting rid of the mandate. So, I mean, maybe the numbers are correct, maybe they're not. I don't know.
But are these truckers vaccinated that are on the protest
Some
right
of
now,
them,
or?
some of them are. So there's many people here who did take their vaccine. Many who didn't want to take their vaccine that were coerced and pushed to do it. And then there's others who wanted to take the vaccine, but after having taken it, they changed their mind. So you see a lot of that here, both sides, all supporting as well alongside the unvaccinated. So vaccinated or not, we're all here for the same thing. There's people who took it and they are regretting that, and they no longer wish to be a part of it. They don't want to take all the booster shots, things like that. So it's a very mixed crowd here, as well as with the truckers. I'm sure some of them are vaccinated as well. So yeah, that's what I'm getting from talking to people here.
But you're also close. This is close to the French, actually, to the French province. Actually, I
Yes.
think
Yeah.
Ottawa is English and Montreal is French. And
Yes.
do the French also, the French Canadians also do protest or take
Yeah, so
part
there's
in?
a lot of French here. I mean, a lot of people, residents of Ottawa, are French because of the vicinity to Quebec.
Mhm.
Now, like there's a lot of I'm learning French out here. There's that many French speaking people. I was learning some French last night. So yes, there's people, and it's not just Canadian English and French. It's people of all ethnicities around. I was even speaking to a man who came in from Mexico. Um, People all supporting this cause from all walks of life.
So tell me, I just saw you yesterday in a live stream and you were I think you were organizing like necessities for the drivers that
Yes.
lacks actually. So what do they still need?
So usually gas, like gas is a big thing. So what we do here is we'll take jerry cans, we'll leave and we'll go to the gas station, we'll fill them up, and we'll come back and we'll bring a wagon, and we'll put them in the wagon, and we go up and down the road and we ask who needs gas, and we pour them some gas. That's a big thing here, as well as like just food, basic amenities, things to stay warm, like mitts and hats, things like that. The big thing though, like in that interview, I'm sure you heard, the big thing we need out here though is the news. Like what you're doing now, this is what we need. We need the news out because we can have food and water and clothing for as long as we want, and we could be out here for a year and a half. But if nothing changes, we'll still be out here, right? What we need is real change. And we don't need all the extra food and gas and supplies if we get real change and we get the real word out there. So that's the big thing for me. I think looking around, a lot of people have what they need. There's access to food, access to clothes already. Many people are supporting. So if there's something that we need most, I would say it's just getting the truth out. It's getting the real media out, and we need less people watching just the mainstream news. It's I've seen it myself firsthand what it's like here, and then at the end of the day, I always go back and I see what the news is talking about, and it's appalling. It's they're talking about just the worst things that they could ever find, and even things that they probably didn't find. So
So
what we
what
need is
what do they call you?
they're saying we're racist. They're saying that we're holding up the Nazi flag, that we're burning flags, that we're yelling at people around the area and just trashing the area. But I could tell you from being here, it's the exact opposite. I've never seen so many Canadians coming together to shovel snow off of their Parliament sidewalk. I've never seen like the phone charger I'm using right now. This isn't my phone charger. It's a random stranger's. He let me borrow this phone charger. Just last night, there was a gentleman, he wanted to warm up in my truck. And then I got a call to run down the road to help out with some trucks moving. And I let him stay in my truck to warm up because it's all, everybody's trusting here. There's no, like, I've never experienced it like this. It's so welcoming. Everybody's loving, caring, and they all have each other's backs. So what the media is saying, it's getting it so wrong. It's so wrong. The whole world, if they saw what was really going on here, they would be totally impressed by the way that we're conducting ourselves out here.
But
So
you told me actually that you slept in your truck last night. You didn't get a
yeah.
hostel.
So I did. So I had an Airbnb. I had
Mhm.
access to a house to stay in last night, but I wanted to so the person I met that was providing me the Airbnb,
Mhm.
they weren't planning on coming here until later tonight. So if I went back with them last night, I would have missed out on today quite a bit. So I
Mhm.
chose to stay in the back of my truck here. You can see it. It's very cold back there. There's no heat. It's I had water bottles next to me.
How much
So
minus is getting it actually in the night
last
in
night
Ottawa?
when I checked the temperature, and last night it was negative 20.
And
So
you slept in your truck with -20 without any
without
proper
yeah
what
yeah.
the
So what I did was I had a couple blankets. I cocooned. I didn't have any exposed skin. I cocooned myself, and it was cold. It was cold, but I was fine. My water bottles that were next to me are frozen solid.
so you could just lick some ice in the night, so no water.
No water. I can lick the ice. I have a bit here. It's melting.
Let's talk a bit about the organization of the truck, of the tour. They seem pretty good organized. Actually, even they just the garbage seemed to be like people taking their own garbage somewhere.
Yes.
How does it work?
Um. So everybody here, they're all working together. They whenever there's garbage, people are handing out garbage bags. So here, there was last night. I've been staying up late just to make sure everything's going good at night. And last night I was dancing. There was a big dance party over that way,
Hmm.
and we were all dancing. And then when the song ended, it was the coolest thing. The DJ, he
Hmm.
said, "Everybody, grab garbage bags. Everybody, if you're dancing, grab a garbage bag." Everybody who was dancing, they all grabbed a garbage bag, and they all started going around collecting garbage. So we are all coming together here and making it cleaner than it's ever been. Even cigarette butts. It's hard to find a cigarette butt on the ground. It's very clean. And what they do is they bring all of the garbage bags to this corner right here on Metcalf and Wellington, where
Hmm.
I'm from. They bring all the garbage there, and then once a day, I've noticed the garbage truck comes by, picks it up, and then it's all clean here. And there's no pollution.
And how is the communication with the authorities of the mayor town or of the mayor or the police?
So the police have been working really well with us, keeping it calm and making sure everyone's safe. They've been doing their job. They've been working very well with us. I've been introducing myself to the police officers, and they're very kind. Um, the police chief of Ottawa, however, I cannot say the same. If you guys want to look up the police chief of Ottawa and the things he's saying about this protest, it's all online. I don't know if they have it where you are, but he's saying that they would like to get our numbers low enough that they could get us out of here with force. They're not with us for this protest. They're saying that they're going to use the cameras and license plates in the area to find those involved, and track them and use facial recognition, things like that. He's announcing all of this. So he's really infringing on some rights, because we have the right to protest here peacefully, and that's what we're doing. It's the rights that are protected by our Charter of Rights and Freedoms. So we're exercising those rights, and as a result, the police chief of Ottawa, he's really against it. So the police in the area, I can say that they've been very cooperative, but the rhetoric and the words I've heard from the police chief, it's otherwise.
Could you block maybe this? Could you block the sun from the side, actually, from the window, that the people can see you a bit better? Actually,
it
seems like a little bit. It's
yeah, we got the sun there.
Yeah, we got the sun there. It's really beautiful, actually, because I think it was snowing like 2 days ago. I just saw this on the channel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but we've had some pretty bad weather some of the days. Like we had sleet, like wet snow, and then followed by snow. So we got really wet, and then it froze. So, but other than that, it's been really nice. Like today, very sunny out. It's very nice.
Actually, yeah, sure. Did you follow the situation at the border? Because it seems like the Mounties, they just broke. They could open one lane, and then another convoy of trucks came in and then shut down the border again. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
So I actually haven't heard that. I wasn't updated on that yet. So what exactly did you hear? That they've closed
I heard
it?
No, I heard they tried to get rid of the blockade of the border, but then another convoy came and just blocked the street again. Basically, they were just trapped in a small town in between. But that's what I heard. Okay.
Yeah, I know. I hear about that, but there is. So I can tell you from what I'm hearing, there's a lot of borders being placed around the city of Ottawa.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to make it seem like this event is smaller than it really is. If all of the people from the trucks that are stuck outside of Ottawa were able to come here, it would be a crowd like you've never seen before, and they don't want to show that. So what they're doing is they're putting up blockades, and it's at least an hour's walk away. So people, if they want to come from their truck to the main event at Parliament, they need to walk in the cold for an hour. So that's what the police are doing. They're trying to limit that. And also, that's the same with supplies, getting supplies in like gas, food, water, etc. They're trying to limit that very harshly. They've even told officers, the police officers, that if they're caught giving out water or food or supplies or supporting, that they're going to have harsh penalties. So there's no support from the government in this at all.
But it seems a bit strange that the police is controlling food supply for a demonstration that is actually allowed, that you have like the constitutional rights to, isn't it?
Yes. So they want us to run out of heat. They want us to freeze. They want us to be starving. They want us to be thirsty. They don't want us to be comfortable out here. The less comfortable we are, the less of us will be here, and the easier that they could tell the world that it's dying down and that the cause is no more. So that's their plan, but we're working around it. Like you said, the organizers of the convoy, they're very organized. We have many people coming in here with different supplies. We don't need the government supplies. We don't need them to clean the streets here. We don't need any of that. We're taking care of it all. Everybody here is well fed. Everybody here is happy. The streets are clean, and they have nothing to do with it.
Actually, I heard in the mainstream press that that they were just complaining of noise in the night. Can you confirm that, or?
So I could tell you that the latest that I hear honking from the horns is 11 p.m. That's the latest I've been hearing it. Everybody here, like the first night or two, everybody was passionate. They came across the country and they were honking at night. Yes. But we came to terms with respecting the people surrounding the area and the noise complaints at night. We understand that people need to sleep. People need to work in the morning. So we don't want to disturb them. So all the truckers at a certain time at night, usually no later than 11, I've seen, they stop honking. And it's nice and quiet and peaceful for the whole night. And then it'll start up again around 10:30 or so. So people get time to sleep. They get a good time to sleep there.
Actually, I just saw that, or I heard actually that this honking actually like a buzzing for like 10 minutes or like 15 minutes. It's more like a war sound. It sounds for me like attack or something.
Yeah, these horns, they're going nonstop. Every second you're hearing a horn. Or if you're not hearing a horn, somebody is talking on the microphone or something. But it's almost like if nobody's honking the horn, it's an awkward silence, and we feel the need. We need to be heard, right? So you'll always hear when it's silent, you'll start honking. And I've done it myself. I honk my horn all the time out here.
But isn't it? I just saw like some guys playing guitar there, and they making a concert. Actually, Is it now at the weekend? The crowd's getting bigger. I assume.
It's bigger.
How is it today?
It's really big today. It's I'll show you again here.
Yes. Show me around.
Let's show the crowd here. I'll do a little walk around and
yes, okay. Back. Yeah, just go out of the car maybe and just walk one.
For all you mothers who have questions, thank you for being the advocate for your children.
That's a really beautiful day.
Because public health has unequivocally abandoned you. And I want to wrap up quickly. As you heard, the science is clear. There is no uncertainty.
I think for a second we lost.
Not needed and unnecessary. The science is clear. This vaccine mandate is complete horseshit.
Horseshit. Okay, I hear this. Can you please go back in the car, Nick? Sorry, actually the connection was we just can see hear the audio, but the picture is missing right now. I hope Nick is going back in the car now so we can fix this.
Okay, did you see that?
Yes, but I lost somehow. Your camera is now off. I don't know what happened.
Hang on.
Just the camera button maybe. Okay. Yeah, now. Yeah, now. But okay, I see basically. But no. It was okay. I just got the first 20 or 25 seconds. This was nice. actually enough. Yeah, it's really fantastic and it's so passionate.
Yeah, it's amazing.
This is like everybody's celebrating together. So nothing about Nazis or maybe Nazis are celebrating like that. I don't know.
Not everywhere. Yeah.
But this seems like really, really, really positive. Like something the people really want something, and actually this is actually the Prime Minister Trudeau has responded to to what the trucker wants, or
No. So Trudeau, he's ever since we've been here, ever since before we've been here, he's been trying to call us racist. He's been trying to say that we're a stain on the community and that we're ruining the area and we're calling people names and being bad people. So he says that he's not in support. He's just not. He's not willing to talk to us. The moment he found out that we were coming, I don't know if it's a coincidence or not, but now he's saying he tested positive for COVID and he's isolating. So he's hiding, essentially.
Is he hiding like in a hospital, or no? Of course not, but at home, or
comfortable home. He's hiding there. And the last interview, he said, I honestly I barely remember because it's just so stupid. The things he's saying, it doesn't line up with what we're doing here. He's just saying that there's no place for this sort of protest. And when people ask him, are you willing to meet with the protesters and discuss this? He says something. He said something along the lines of, in the past, I've engaged with protesters that were for good causes, but I refuse to interact with hateful protesters that are, and he just goes on about how bad we are and how he won't talk to us. So in the meantime, he's waiting on the police chief of Ottawa to get us out of here, and it's not working. So
how does he know that you're so bad if he's not even there to talk to you?
You know why? Because it's a narrative. He wants us to look bad because it goes with what he says, right? So I'm very ashamed in our prime minister here in Canada. I'm very ashamed to call him prime minister. He's not a leader in any way. All these people here, there are more people here outside of the parliament than in the House of Commons. In other words, there's 300 and so odd seats in the House of Parliament.
Yes.
That's 300 and something people that vote for all our laws and that change our laws. I could see more than 300 passionate Canadians out here.
Yeah, definitely. It looks more. The crowd is pretty big. Actually, have you seen any activity at the parliament there, or are they also shut down? Or
so the first day we were able to walk almost right up to the building. They had a big fence up, and there were more people in there when we first showed up. But ever since, they've pushed the fence barrier out, so it's less people up in there. The focus is mainly in the intersection here at Metcalfe and Wellington. That's right out front of Parliament. Not many people are behind the borders of the Parliament building. It's more so in the street here, because that's where the truckers are meeting in the middle.
But I saw that truckers still can, actually they're changing trucks. I mean, they're still coming trucks in, aren't they?
Yeah, so they're trying to get through the barriers that they're putting up. There are more trucks. There's thousands upon thousands of trucks trying to get here. And the media doesn't want that to be known. They're trying to say 90% of truckers are vaccinated and do not support this movement. They're saying 90% of truckers. But we're hearing truckers all over the world. There's 50,000, I think, heading to New York. There's Italy, a huge convoy in Italy, or big. I didn't look much into it, but I saw a big group of people protesting for the same reasons in Italy. It's very big. There's a lot of trucks involved, and the media tries to say how we're a fringe minority. That's the word that they said. They said that we're a fringe minority. that doesn't support the views of Canadians. So does this look like a fringe minority that doesn't support the views of Canadians to you?
It looks pretty. It looks pretty much Canadian to me, actually.
It is Canadian. They support Canadian views, and it's not a fringe minority. It's a lot of people. It's a lot of people out here. Even vaccinated people, even the vaccinated truckers that Trudeau says is the 90%, a lot of them are in support of this. So for him to say,
is there also like a counter protest, or is it just this?
there are some people here and there that are opposed to it, that yell out hateful things, and they say that we shouldn't be here, but not much. It's very few. It's those people know that there's too much love here for that to get out. Either if they come in here with any hatred, it's evaporated. It's gone because there's so much love here, right? And if they are hateful, then we say, look, we're not here for that. Can you please leave, right?
Actually, because the organizers think they collected like 8 million or 10 million like Canadian dollars, I think, for the whole thing. And do you get some money from this, or is the money still blocked, or how is the things on?
The government. Here's some police coming through just to show you. They're just kind of patrolling. They always come through.
Okay.
But so for the money, out of that money, only 1 million was released before they shut it down. So GoFundMe, which is the website that was taking all of the funding, they had deemed that this was no longer something they support, and they got rid of all of the transactions for all of the donations other than 1 million that had passed through. So there's $1 million going towards the gas tanks, the food, things like that. I personally, I'm not involved with that. I don't receive that stuff. I'm just kind of volunteering with a little group and whatever.
Actually, when somebody wants to support you personally, do you have like do you have Instagram or something?
Which, sorry?
I mean, if somebody wants to support you personally now, does he has a chance, or do you have like a channel, or what it is?
Yeah, if they want to message me, they can message me on by email or Instagram if they'd like. I could give you my Instagram quick and then my email.
Just say your Instagram, and I think we put it then under the video.
Yeah. Okay, so my Instagram is goodfeller96. That's GOOD FELLER 96.
Okay, we will put this on under the video, and everybody who wants to support you, and hope, yeah, it's just like maybe you get a sleeping bag, you know, that's -40 or.
That'd be nice. That'd be nice. It's cold. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah.
So you will stay definitely till next week, till 2 weeks, until you get like further notice from.
Until something changes. Right now, my roommates back home, I feel they've been brainwashed or whatever, but they feel that since I've come out here, I shouldn't use my kitchen when I go home. That I should quarantine for 2 weeks and I am not allowed in the kitchen. And if you think about it, if you're quarantining, like I can't go out, I can't eat, and I can't use my kitchen, it's ridiculous. So for me, I'm here until we have our freedoms and I can go home and use my kitchen. I'm not leaving until then, until this hatred for the unvaxxed is gone.
So I assume they are vaccinated, your roommates, and okay.
Same with all my family, minus my mother and my sister. All of my other family members, they are pro-vaccine, and they're pushing me to get it, but I nothing pushes me to get it. I choose myself.
How long are you still in this program, this natural immunity program? And
Yeah, so that's until May, it says. Now they're testing for natural immunity, so if they find it in my blood, then I'm going to use that as my reasoning to say that for lifelong immunity, I don't need a vaccination. That program, they're not accepting new participants as of right yet because they need approval from the government for another test run. So it's in BC though, the lab, and they're testing until May. So I am exempt until May.
that's so cool that you don't have to just you have to have this other letter actually where you can enter. And the others don't have the chance actually that they are not vaccinated and cannot go to restaurants, etc.
But I'm here to fight for them, you know.
Listen, man, it was nice talking to you. I think that's for the moment we covered most of the things actually. And do you have anything to say at least? At last,
I just say get the news out there. Share these videos, guys. Share this man's video. Get the news out there, the real news. You guys heard it here, how they're twisting the news. So the thing we need most here for the whole world, not just Canada, we need to get the real news out there. We need it because they're trying to suppress it very, very hard, and we can't be out here forever. We need the news out. So that's my message. And then when I leave, if you'd like, I could do another walk around for you guys.
Let's walk once around more, maybe with. I hope the camera is still going on.
My finger pressed the power button.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we do around. Okay.
Okay. All right. I'll do a little round for you guys.
Yes. Thank you. Yes.
Okay. All good?
We all good.
It's great. They are not as smart as they were before this. This generation of children right now with this, and these lockdowns have to stop. In fact, this is sweet.
How's that?
That's great. Thank you, man.
Talking to you.
Nice talking to you, and probably see you next time. See you around. Bye.
You're out there.
Bye, guys.